What's going down, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing on with the roasting my subscriber haircut series. Now, if you guys are new to that series, basically what I do is, first of all, the title of the series sounds rude and like I'm an asshole and I just think I'm better than anyone. It's not the case. Basically what my subscribers do is they're aspiring barbers. They want my opinion on haircuts that they performed on other people. They send me a picture. I give my honest feedback, whether it could be negative, positive. I try to be positive. I try to give advice to help you become better barbers, but I'm not one to sugarcoat. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real, and if you get your feelings hurt, you get your feelings hurt. Don't send me no pictures if you can't take my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Hey, real quick before we get into this video, if you haven't watched my last video and you're subscribed to me for the barber tutorials, what are you subscribed for? Because literally my last video has 20,000 views. I understand I'm not consistent and I can contribute to it, but like literally it's my favorite barber tutorial that I've ever done. Like the vibe, the music, the haircut, everything's super clean about it, and y'all sleeping on it. So I will leave a link down below after this video. Go click that, leave a like, watch that one. I think you guys will enjoy it. But other than that, let's get into this video. All right, y'all, first haircut, we got a ball fade with some curls on top. Now, off the rip, I could just tell that you need work blending because literally this fade goes from light to just the top of his hair. There's like no gradiency from light to dark. This is where you balded him out, probably like a wall senior or fast feed, and it's mastered closed open right here. And then the rest of the fade is really just like a one guard up to his curls. So what I would suggest is try to make this bald line, or wherever you balded him out, try to make it lower and then make your guidelines a little bit smaller. Not so thick, because when you make thick guidelines like an inch wide, you're leaving yourself no room to create a blend. You're just knocking out that line and then it becomes one big guideline, like a one. So maybe go to like no guard, half guard open, a 1/16, a long number one, and then a 2 instead of just having a one guard all the way through here. And as far as the lineup goes, I don't know where his lineup started. But it did look like you took off a little bit excessive, but I can't be the judge of that because I didn't see what his hairline looked before. So I'm really just going to focus on the fade and try to invest in a electric shaver like a Andis Pro. I don't even like dropping company names because they don't pay me to. So just invest in an electric shaver. They all kind of work the same, and then bump out the bottom of the fade and just keep your guidelines a little bit shorter. All right, next haircut. I can tell you're a beginner, but this is an absolute mess. Literally, I don't know if this is curls on top. I don't know if you're trying to like lay the hair down like a wave pattern. I just don't know. And as far as the fade goes, it's literally non-existent. Like you can tell this is a beginner fade. And whatever you're trying to line them up with, try to adjust your clippers because you should not be cutting someone around the ears. That's just unacceptable. Just clean up the bottom of the fade. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, bro. So if this is something you like to do as far as cutting hair goes, stick with it. Just be aware of what a good haircut is, because I feel like you're trying, but you're just trying to just cut hair just to cut hair. So like there's no lineup, there's no gradiency in the fade. You didn't lay down the top of his hair. You nicked him. There's still hair that's sticking out on the bottom. You didn't really bald it out. So I'm not trying to embarrass you or put you down, but like if you're gonna try to cut hair, like take the time, because you could do better than this for sure. Next we have a ball fade with a comb over and a little beard lineup. First and foremost, bro, I know your eye went straight to it. What's wrong with dusting my man's ear out before you take the picture? First of all, there shouldn't be that much hair in his ear to finish a haircut. Like, dust your client off as you go, and shit like this won't happen. As far as the actual haircut goes, because I know that's why you guys are watching this video, the fade, it's not bad, but like the first one, there's really no gradiency. This is your ball line, and then literally this is probably like a 1/16 all throughout here. Like a zero guard all through it. There's really no gradiency from light to dark. And as far as the top of the comb over goes, I can tell that you're a beginner. I don't want to offend you if you're not, but like this just looks awful. There's like short hairs going into long hairs. You need to learn how to clip over comb, maybe some lightning shears. Basically what I'm trying to say, it just looks like a mess, bro. It looks like super choppy. I'd rather you, instead of leaving these medium ranged hairs right here, I'd rather you just take it off to like a long number 2, leave the comb over here, throw a part in there or something. But this just looks, it's a mess, bro. It's literally a mess in the top region. Other than that, like the fade, the lineup, it looks all right. All right, y'all, next haircut. Before I zoom in on the actual haircut, what's wrong with dusting these hairs off, bro? He don't even have a neck strip on. That's nasty, literally nasty. Cause I know he has all hair down his back and his shirt. It's just a mess. It's literally a mess. And then you go to the haircut. The fade isn't bad. It's just when you get to up here in this region, you just lose me. If you would have just clippered over comb that, or feathered it out with like a number 4 guard, if you don't know how to clipper over comb, threw a little lineup in there, and you even have hair that you didn't bald out in the bottom right here. Let me zoom in. See all that hair that you just left? Like, what's wrong with just taking your clippers and taking a neck duster and cleaning up the bottom of this fade? And I don't even like looking at this picture because I know my man's right here is uncomfortable and itchy as hell. Just dust the hair off, bald out the bottom of this, clipper over comb, throw a little lineup in there, and you have a completely different haircut. All right, y'all, next haircut is actually a pretty decent fade. It's actually pretty clean, to be honest with you. I would give this probably like a 8 as far as the fade goes. Maybe take your liners and bump out the bottom line a little bit more. That's where my eye's going. Just like a faint bottom line down here. Maybe a little bit more work right here with like a 1 guard or 1/16 guard. But really, the only issue I have with this haircut, why I give it an 8, is there's a little bit too much weight right here. What I mean by that is the hair doesn't flow. It's like a chunk of hair that needs to be clippered over combed or faded out with like a 2 guard, and then maybe clipper over comb this part right here. And the only other part that I have an issue with is these hairs right here. What I would have done is I would have stepped behind him, grabbed my shears, and just snipped these off to make it that much cleaner. So it's a clean fade. I obviously, and the camera that you're using, keep using that, because this picture is really fucking clean. Like if I scrolled across this looking for a barber, I'd be like, okay, he knows what he's doing. All right, y'all, next picture. Without me even saying anything, you guys already know what's wrong with this haircut. There's so much weight right here, this harsh ass fade line. Like what's wrong with just taking a 2 guard or a long number 1 and just bump out the rest of his fade? I feel like you just started the fade and then you just stopped midway. Like, you have so much more fading you need to do at the top region of his fade. Now the bottom region, there's really no fade to judge. It's just light, dark. Next picture, we have an undercut on a woman. Now with these haircuts, the only thing I can say is good job not fucking her up. But it's just like, I wouldn't post this to advertise my skill as a barber, because it literally takes no skill to take a 1/16 guard and make a triangle. So it's not bad, but it literally takes no skill. So I wouldn't be showcasing it. That's just me. But other than that, good job on not messing up. All right, y'all, next haircut. This haircut's pretty average for a beginning barber who's looking for advice. The fade isn't too bad. Obviously, there's some dark spots right here, a little bit more bulk up in this region. Maybe the top region needs to be sheared more. I can't see the lineup. The lineup doesn't look clean on the side. But my main thing, maybe you guys haven't caught it yet, but you come down to the beard. Hold on. What are we doing with the beard, dog? We got the letter L right here. Like, bro, you could have literally just brought this line down, bam, lined it up, bam. Why? I've literally never seen a beard lined up like that. Just bring that line down like that, take off the rest, and you're good. Now, I remember I did a haircut on a white client, and so there were so many comments like, white people shouldn't get lineups. And it's like, I don't believe that, but when I see pictures like this, I see why some of y'all be saying that, because I don't know what his hairline looked like before, but it looks like you took a lot of his hairline off to create somewhat of a lineup. Now, as far as the taper goes, I don't know if it's a low ball taper, mid ball taper. It needs some work, you know what I'm saying? But my main thing is the lineup around the ear. You can just tell how high you brought it up, and you never want to bring someone's lineup around their ears so high up, because it's going to grow back super, super ugly. So I'm with those people that commented on my video. This haircut should have been left more natural in the front and definitely around the ears. The taper itself, the haircut, it's super simple, but kind of butchered my man's lineup. Alright, y'all, last haircut that I wanted to share with you guys actually came from my Twitter DMs. Usually I take all my pictures off of Instagram, but the story behind this picture right here, I wanted to share with you guys. So when you guys first look at this haircut, it's a clean fucking haircut. Like, I could sit here and nitpick a few things, but I'm not going to because it's that clean. I'll probably give it like an 8.5, 9. If you're not familiar how barbers start fades, and this looks kind of weird with you, how the hair right here is kind of disconnected from the fade, obviously my man's gonna bald this out, take off all this hair right here, and then you're gonna be left with a pretty clean, perfect bald fade. But the story behind this is, this guy actually, Eddie Ortega, shout out to Eddie Ortega, if you don't mind me sharing your @ real quick. Back in, if you go to this screenshot, he sent me of our previous Twitter DMs. Back July 17, probably like a year and a half ago, basically. This is the same client, the same haircut that I just showed you. A year and a half later, the difference between this haircut and the one that I just showed you is crazy. And so basically he was just telling me, like, still using the same model from the first time you roasted me to now. An update, hope I can make it onto the video. I got you, bro. But it's just super dope how someone can take my criticism from a year and a half ago and then turn it in to that. The difference between that haircut and this haircut, that's crazy, right? So before y'all comment some negative shit like, yo, this nigga think he the best barber, like, bro, nah, I'm really trying to help y'all because as you can see, it's working. But basically what I'm trying to say is I appreciate you for sharing that with me and sharing the progress and showing that I did criticize you, but you used it for the good, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get butthurt, you didn't stop cutting hair. You became a pretty fucking good barber after I criticized your first haircut, so I appreciate you for that. But that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I will do another part to this series, so send me your haircuts on Instagram. Go check out my last barber tutorial. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.